All right, we are live. What's going on? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? You guys go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and join the tribe. What are you waiting for? Look, let's get right into this. When you're an extremely attractive, masculine loner and you move in silence. Oh, man, what's going on here? Let me edit this. Can I edit that title? I gotta edit that title. It's bothering me. Left the M out. Yeah, so when you guys move in silence, man, um, you guys are kind of like workaholics, and people find it very fascinating your sleep schedule. I personally never let people know when I go to sleep. As far as you guys should be concerned, I never sleep. That's the way I approach it. But what I'm saying is, like, when you're out here showing people what masculinity is now, again, haters are going to find all kind of reasons to go against what I'm saying. They're going to say stuff like, "Oh, you shouldn't push yourself like that. Oh, you shouldn't." Yeah. According to them, you shouldn't do a whole lot, and that's why you'll never be nobody or get nowhere. But for those out there getting it out the mud, y'all know what it is, man. You're getting your little 4.5 hours. If you're lucky, 5. If you're real lucky, 6. You know what I mean? But your little 4.5, 5, and then you're back to work. You know what I'm saying? You guys are staying up late, putting in the effort, putting in the reps, and then laying down for 4.5, 5 hours and back up at it again. And you're doing it again and again and again. Now, the reason for this video is I'm seeing it's trending. I'm seeing it trending. Now, this is something I do on a regular basis, but I'm slowly starting to realize from, watching some of this content that a lot of people just aren't built like that. They're just not. And a lot of people feel like I come across a little bit alien to them, and guys like me, but you got to understand, sleeping like that, that's just a part of me. That's just a part of me, man. I've been sleeping like that since I was a teenager. I could not sleep at night. I would sit in the room, maybe get like 4.5 hours in. The rest of the time, I'd be listening to whatever my dad was watching on TV late at night. You know what I'm saying? Whatever movie he was watching, I just basically listened to it. You know what I mean? Because he always watched the same movies over and over, so I could pretty much visualize what's going on anyway. So I've always been this way. So don't feel like, oh man, this guy's unlocked some superpower. I've always been this way, man. I was in the army, so I wasn't sleeping all the time. Come on. And then now it just transfers over. But it's crazy to me how people find it like curious, you know what I'm saying, about the fact that you guys can just sleep like 4.5, 5, get right back up, get back at it. I guess a lot of people when they get up, they're drowsy. Man, I go to sleep with intention. I get up with intention. I have everything planned out. I got everything written out. I know what I'm supposed to be doing within the first hour of being up. I got the next 3 hours scheduled. You know what I'm saying? According to what I want to do. I give myself a little bit of leeway, but every hour of the day is scheduled. It's optimized, streamlined. You know what I'm saying? To perfection. 333 on a timer as I say that. All right. So, this, it makes people feel like you're an anomaly, you're strange, or whatever. It's hard to do, but it's really not. When you are really driven, you are um, really adamant, and you're on your purpose. You love what you're doing. You're having fun. Why wouldn't you jump back up and get back to work? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you stay up late? A lot of people are just doing things that they hate on a regular basis. Right? So you're going to find ways to procrastinate. But the more you start doing things that you want to do, you cut out that procrastination. Like anytime you start noticing yourself procrastinating when you're evaluating your day to day, at the end of the day, like, nah, I gotta streamline that more. I can't be procrastinating and sitting around and lollygagging. And once you keep doing this, right, you keep cutting out the procrastination and optimizing and streamlining the work that you're doing. The more you do this, sorry y'all, just was outside, it's cold as crap. The more you do this, like, the more you get things done, the more you can finish things quicker. You'll end up doing things 3 to 5 times the speed that a normal human being would be able to do it. And it's just by evaluating your day to day, going back and, paying attention to the times that you kind of drifted off, you got lazy, you know what I'm saying, you was procrastinating, and then getting rid of that procrastination by figuring out why you procrastinated. Why did you hesitate? What was it that made you feel like you were going outside your comfort zone? And why didn't you do it anyway? Why did you procrastinate? Why did you put it off? Like, you know better. You didn't do it. Why didn't you do it? Were you being lazy? Was it feeling like it was just too much at the time? What made you feel like it was too much? What planted that idea in your head? What was you watching? Who are you speaking to? Because the mindset that we have is it's never too much. It's never too much. You can never do enough. As long as you're able to get up, have the strength to handle business, you guys do it all day long. So what made you procrastinate and put certain things off that day? When you start doing this on a regular basis, you are so streamlined and optimized that you can handle just about anything every day, huge amounts of workload, right? Still finding time to hang out with your son, talk to your family members that you get along with, your friends or whatever, and chill out. You can still find the time, but a lot of people, they don't really evaluate their day afterwards. They're not like noticing time wasted. If you were to evaluate it, maybe you ain't got to be as detailed as me, but writing it down and being like, oh man, those 2 hours right there, like what was I doing? I wasn't thinking about nothing. So that's what I'm saying, man. And once you start doing this, you get the work knocked out. And of course, you can give yourself free time at the end of the day or whatever, but do the work first. Knock out the reps. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. I just like getting on here and ranting. The other day I said something about people and their faceless videos, but you know how I am. If you can't beat them, join them. If they're making money and not showing their face, I'm going to jump on this and do the same as well. But I also show my face, so I'm doing a little bit better than them. Anyway, you guys hit that like button, right? Go ahead and subscribe and join the tribe. What are you waiting for? Hold on, wait a minute. And if you guys have a sleep schedule like myself, don't think that you're doing anything wrong. Don't think that, what I'm saying, you need to sleep more. Because let me tell you something about me. I am built to sleep this way. Believe it or not, if I sleep 8 hours plus, I get bags. You know what I'm saying? I get baggy eyed. I get dark circles around my eyes. So the effect that you get from sleeping too little, I get that effect from sleeping too much. I wake up, I have brain fog. I'm stiff. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how y'all do it. I literally don't know how y'all are sleeping 8 hours a night. And think about this, man. There's 24 hours in a day. They've already said time sped up. So you're getting like 20 hours, maybe less. Now they said time is sped up, and you're sleeping 8 of it. Plus, you're a lazy piece of shit. And you're what you're really doing. Let me stop. Women need that sleep. Women need that sleep. Honestly, women need that sleep. I'm talking about the men. You got more things to be doing. You're built to handle more than that. And sleeping 8 hours in the bed like a woman. You curled up with a pillow between your legs as well. Got your favorite blankie. You know what I'm saying? Get your ass up and get to work. Look, all I'm saying is, why don't you try it out? Because why in the world would these medical professionals tell you good advice when all they're trying to do is put you on every type of medication that they can to get paid off of? Right? Like I said before, judge the person that's judging you. Doctor telling you, oh, you need to sleep 8 hours. But this guy looks like some slop body, like he's just, some Michelin man tire built type dude trying to tell you about adequate sleep. Listen, man, just because you studied a bunch of stuff in a book, you're not applying it to your own life. I'm good. I'm good. Right? I've done my studying on myself. I've gone months of sleeping 8 hours, 8, 9 hours, felt like shit, gained weight, eyes got, what I'm saying, bags under my eyes, started getting dark circles. Like, what is this? Went back to my normal thing. Everything went away. Skin on my face tightened up. Bags went away. Dark circles went away. Some people just built different. Hey, what's going on, fam? What's going on? Happy birthday, bro. Appreciate you joining me. Didn't mean to ignore you. I was ranting. I wasn't even looking at the phone. I'm sorry, y'all. Whenever I'm, doing these little rants. Now that I don't show my face, I just be walking back and forth, just pacing, talking that shit. And I ain't even looking at the phone. I'm sorry, my bad. But happy birthday, man. You know what I'm saying? God bless you. Appreciate you joining the live stream. Way more coming. You know what I mean? I just had to figure out a good workout routine, y'all. You know how we do. You know what I mean? We're all about, you know what I mean, optimizing, streamlining. So while I'm doing this, sometimes I got to take a little bit of time off from making videos. My passion, get my workouts right, because we have to lead by example. So once I got that back right again, and it's real easy for me once again, it's like, all right, let me get back online. So we good. We good. I appreciate you, bro. I got way more coming. I've had plenty to say. I've got, you know, a couple binders full of notes or whatever, but I ain't even gonna go back to that old stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got plenty of new stuff. So I'm gonna get on here, rant and rave, and hopefully, you know what I mean, some of the stuff that I say you guys can relate to. Some of the stuff might seem corny and goofy, but it's my job to entertain you. Okay? So don't sit here and take everything to the heart if I offend you, whatever I'm saying. I'm not directing it towards anybody in particular. Just on here talking to the tribe, talking to the only ones that has rocked with me and believed in your boy, even when I was on here going off after my divorce. Whew, rough times those were. You guys remember those times? Remember the day? Remember back in the day? Get on here and just go off, you know, talking about narcissism, and then get off like nothing happened. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm healed past that, right? But we still have different things to talk about. And I'm just going to approach it in a different type of manner. You know, my normal energy, calm, cool, and collected, right? Like Leo energy, y'all. Just for those that can't stand when I bring astrology into things, that's for you. Kiss my black ass. So, you guys, again, keep doing what you're doing. Don't feel bad. Listen, take it from me. I am optimized. I tested it on myself. I slept longer, got bags under my eyes. I mean, leaning over to pick something up. The next thing you know, your shoulder pop. You know, I know it. I felt 40 and up. No, 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 no. I went back to sleep my normal amount of time, get my reps in and my workouts in again. I slowed down on my workouts. Slept more, fell apart. Okay, back on doing my workouts like I normally do, but I'm gonna leave that to the people that follow me and join me on Patreon, because I don't want to give all those secrets away. But I'm back on my workouts, back sleeping 4.5, 5 on a good day, and I feel amazing. The youngest I've ever felt. We're just built different, and don't let anybody listen. You can't go to a medical professional and them give you a generalized type of, example of how to live your life, right? You know, we're all individually made. We're all made special by God. Some of us are warrior classes that God built to be able to handle getting only a certain amount of sleep, right? Like we stay calm enough in a way to where we don't need to sleep 8, 9 hours of our day. You know, we meditate enough to where we don't need that. So you need to always focus on what works for you. You can take what people say, even what I'm saying, right, into consideration, but you need to evaluate it based off of your life and what you've been doing, how you've been living, right? You'll be able to tailor it to you or try it out. If it don't work, don't force it. It ain't meant for you. Find something else to do, right? We're men. We don't have to, you know what I'm saying, do everything that everybody else is doing and listen to all these guidelines that doctors give you and things of that nature. Oh, sleep 8 hours. You know, remember they said the food pyramid? They done flipped that thing upside down now. If we keep doing what we're doing, because I'm trying to tell you what they're doing, they use social media and the internet to study you. When these scientists and these different medical professionals are talking about, we did a study, yeah, they're collecting information that you're giving them freely by telling them your workouts and things of that nature. And then they're using that information for their so-called studies and then telling you what you need to do. We've been changing up the way we've been eating, and they're doing that kind of way where they're studying us freely from the information we're giving them. And then all of a sudden the food pyramid flipped. You know, they're just going off of what we're saying, man. Like, you can't believe these people. So keep doing what you're doing. Guarantee you they'll start saying things about people that sleep 4 and 5 hours. I promise you. They'll be like, oh man, people that can sleep 4 and 5 hours, like superhuman. It's going to go from it being a deficiency and something wrong with you to them seeing how we operate to being like, well, damn, they're operating better than people that sleep 8, 9 hours. It must be some type of superpower. right? Some type of ability, some extra God gave them. So again, just don't listen to that, man. Don't listen to that. Keep doing what you're doing. Let's get. Yeah, so you guys, I appreciate you getting off of here anyway. Don't want to be on here this long. You guys, love y'all, appreciate y'all. I don't know much about Europe. I'm not quite sure if you're trying to derail the conversation. I don't want to assume that about you. You know what I'm saying? But I was done anyway. But I wouldn't know what to tell you. You guys, drop a comment if you agree or disagree. But this ain't something to be ashamed of. This, don't even try to fix it. You'll throw your whole body off. Some people are just built, you know what I mean, to handle more than others. Sleep a few hours, get back to work. This is the time to take advantage of that. If you're building something or trying to, go further in work, having that ability to have an extra 3 to 4 hours on top of everybody else. And then if you're able to get up and like get right to work, like with me, I get up, hit my workouts out, take a shower, you know what I mean? And I'm ready to go within the first hour getting up. I make sure of that. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to waste any kind of time. I don't like wasting time. I can waste time on the other side of working out and taking my shower, but not getting up and BSing around. No, 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 no. Get up, handle business, take a shower, you know what I'm saying, and get to work. Streamlined, sticking to the schedules, the routines on a daily basis. It'll make you into a greater person, into a greater man. You will start attracting women to you like a masculine siren because it's something about women they can just intuitively tell a man that's like really in his masculine, his divine masculine energy. They really can. So you guys, keep doing what you're doing. It's being noticed, and when you're doing this kind of stuff, moving in silence, getting these things done at night and without really bragging about it to no one, it will show and manifest itself on you. Like people can just tell you're doing something more than normal people, regardless if you're saying it or not. Been doing this for quite a while, and people are just able to tell I'm doing something. Right? I'm wearing hoodies, and they can just tell I'm doing something because the way the clothes are fitting on me. I go back and look at my videos, I can tell too. I'm not paying that much attention to it, but once I hear women saying things, and I know a lot of women watch me, I go back and watch, I'm saying, my videos to kind of figure out what these women are trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones I know that are stalking me and watching me. I've always done that. Women just know. You know what I'm saying? Women just know ways to make you into a better version of yourself. So if you can just tap into one of them that's studying you and you studying them, look, it's deep, y'all. But again, I'm gonna get on Patreon to tell y'all how to use this. I use it all the time. I use it all the time. Women study the crap out of me and men like me. If you can catch a few of them, right, that are studying you and don't let them know, now you've got inside access to what women you find attractive think about men like us. And you can adjust if you feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's this stuff is chess, man. That's why women of all types are it's like, I don't know why I like them, because I'm studying y'all. And I implement the things that y'all like the most when y'all are describing us, this new type of man. I implement it. I'm not cowardly like that. I can do that. Be like talking all that junk. Oh, I can do that. And I just keep, you know what I'm saying, getting more and more character traits and stuff that women like. And more women of different types are finding me attractive. You know, just upgrading in real time on a regular basis. Y'all watch content from women and you either get triggered or it makes you smile. I watch content from women and I'm data collecting. I'm data collecting, man. I'm reading between the lines. When they're describing a certain type of man, I'm trying to figure out what archetype, where did you get this information from? Who are you studying? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Y'all listen to women talking about, what kind of man I like. I'm taking notes. I ain't really caring about exactly what she's saying. I'm trying to figure out, have I heard other women saying this? Oh, I have this week. Okay, so it's either trending or they're studying a certain type of man. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? What the women are saying about that type of man, they like it too, and they're regurgitating it. A lot of women are hive minded. So just move like that. But again, not going in too deep with that. I got plenty of time on Patreon to ramble and babble about that. Appreciate y'all. You guys do me a favor, hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe, join the tribe. But fellas, we definitely gonna get that Patreon going, And we got to talk about these different ways to study the women that are studying you. You have to understand how to study the women that are studying you, right? And I do that, man, all the time, because women, when they like a guy, they can't just leave it to themselves. They got to get online and talk about it. Even if they're not mentioning your name, if you're able to pick up on what they're talking about, and know that women wouldn't have that information unless they were watching a guy directly, because God speaks to us in a certain kind of way to lead us away. They aren't led like that. They have to watch a man to learn. I don't care what they say. They have to watch a man to learn. Some of these women are watching me to get the spiritual information they need to, right? To be able to regurgitate it to their female audience, make it seem like they know what they're talking about. Some women are watching me to see what a man like me, how I move, to find the flaws in it or whatever, to see if I'm really the type of guy that they really want to look into. You know what I'm saying? And some women just want to imitate everything that I do. You know, everything that I do. So I just like kind of study them, and it gives me the ability to learn which ones to dodge. No matter how much of a chameleon she's being, she's always going to have a few tails. She's always going to have a few tails. The ego will always get in the way, right? And then the women that like me, they start moving like me, speaking in my little the way I speak, my ad lib, stuff like that. I've learned that those are the women that like me, not to get offended by it. You know, just learning stuff, picking up on stuff. When I first got in the game, though, I was like, they all after me. I was coming out of divorce, man. Come on, man. I was coming out of divorce, y'all. You know, chill out on that. But yeah, in the beginning, I was like, oh, they all after me. They copying me. The ones that are copying me like me, right? They watch me so much. When a woman likes you, consciously or subconsciously, she starts moving like you, talking like you, in a womanly way, dressing like you. She'll adjust her color, her colorways, right? She'll adjust her colorways to where, like, I wear a lot of black and red shades. They'll start adjusting, wearing black, red. Either they won't wear a red hat. They'll have like red lipstick on or red shades. But I can see them do the shift. I see it, man. And then they'll be talking about a guy that's in alignment with my archetype. So, you know, you just start putting things together, you start figuring it out. And apparently I know what I'm doing because it's working out. So again, we talk about this more on Patreon, but there's a way to study women and to study the women that are studying you, and also to study the women that's throwing shade towards men. You can when a woman's talking about how she don't want to date a man with kids, this is a woman that studied men, and she finds a lot of men attractive that have kids. And we're saying stuff like we don't want to date them. That triggered her to get online and say that nonsense about not wanting to date men with kids, when most women are all going after the same guys, and these guys will have, like, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. So she's a damn lie. But she got triggered by what somebody like me said about not dating women with kids, and got her stinking ass on the internet, and then try to, role reverse it and say the same thing on some stupid ass shit. And that's a lot what they do online. So when you pick up on that, you don't get triggered by it anymore, because you see the cosplaying, you see them regurgitating. A lot of what women say online is stuff that we've said before. If you get out of your feelings and pay attention to what they're saying, they're just regurgitating Kevin Samuels talking points and other guys like that. They're just saying the same stuff that we've been saying for the past couple of years. That's why there's no, solution, because they're just regurgitating things that we've said. You're arguing with yourself, right? But you pick up on that once you start studying them. Anyway, I'm not gonna hold y'all, just ranting, chattering, babbling, rambling, just talking to y'all. But do me a favor again, hit that like button. Keep dropping comments, man. I appreciate y'all. Right? Share the live stream. I don't think I cussed too much. I think I did pretty good. Support my growth. Support my growth. I'm gonna slap a thumbnail on this thing. Support that as well, because I can't stand thumbnails. Right? Support the growth. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna make my rounds. I got 3 other YouTube channels that I gotta post on, and then I'm gonna get on TikTok. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's too cold outside. I'm not going out there and getting in that truck. Snow and everything. I'm good on that. But we'll go live on TikTok or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, appreciate y'all. Love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out.
It's on mute. Hey, hold on. Bitch, be quiet. Lot of niggas fake, so I'm moving in silence.